Alright, so in this tutorial I already have the platform done, which is this little guy here, so I'm just going to repeat this. It's not super exciting, but obviously you just kind of do the same process, but for different kinds of blocks and stuff. I'm just going to do the one because I don't want to make a million videos. So make a new layer, and this will be our sky, so I'm just going to go ahead and call it sky. Do control minus, 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 minus. Alright, and we're going to use the paint bucket. And actually we'll use the gradient tool, which you can see up here. It's got this business. I'm going to click on this one because I want to do a you can't, hang on a second. I want to do a gradient that's linear. So you can see there's linear, radial, and I don't know what this one's called, something else. What's it called? An angle gradient. Alright, so reflected. Alright, so I'm going to grab this one, and then I'm going to choose one of these dudes. Let's do black to white. And let's see, how do I change that color? Let me check something real quick. Okay, it goes black to white. Got that there. Let's go to swatches. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Alright, so just gonna click on this and we'll click here. I'm just gonna do a new gradient, which will make it, and we'll call this one blue, white. I don't know. Actually, no, I'm just gonna call it sky because I don't even know. All right, we'll hit sky, which is this one. You know, that's fine. Now you gotta do is just click on it there, and then this will pop up. And gradient type is solid. Oh, it's noise. Ooh, that's kind of cool looking. Oh, kind of like that. I've never played around with this one before. Let's see. Oh, it gives you the full range of... I see. Pull this down a little bit. Wow, that might be for... what's that? Is it okay? Just curious. It's kind of neat looking, but that's not really what we need. So, oops, just click on that again. We're going to go back to the solid one. Alright, so we'll click on this one here, and you'll see the colors right here. So I'm going to click on this, and we need to do kind of a... I don't know. We'll go like... we'll go like that, and then I'll click on this one, and we'll go back here, and we'll do slightly off-white like that. Now, if you need to remove or add, what you can do is you can do this to shift it, which I'm going to keep that right in the middle. But if I need to add, you just click in here, and then you can add one. And if I need to remove it, I just click and drag it off. So in case you were having any wonderings. That looks kind of okay. I'm going to pull it a little bit this way so that it's more leaning like that. Hit OK. And I'm going to control minus, minus. And so the way the gradient works is that if you click a little spot, the gradient will happen in there. If I click a drag across here, it'll happen across from where I start and where I stop. So in my case, I'm just going to click from here, and I'm going to hold shift so it stays snap. See how it's in 45-degree increments, and pull straight to the top. And that way the gradient goes all the way from here to here, except it's backwards. So we'll go here, go straight to the bottom. Boom. Okay. So now there's a sky. That's super exciting. Let's go ahead and do some clouds, just so that I have more stuff. So I'll do another layer and go ahead and name this one clouds. Clouds. All right. So this will be, so this is my, it should be on the top actually. This is my midground. Right now I'm working on my background. Okay. So we're going to have clouds, and to do that, control plus, control minus. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and grab the marquee select tool. I'm going to go to the elliptical marquee tool and control plus, and I am going to, I don't know, draw like a circle. Now if I hold shift, it will draw another circle. If you hold shift and alt, it'll actually draw from this. Oh no, that didn't work. No. Oh, I guess it's only sphere or the polygon tool. Never mind. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to hold shift, and you see how it turns to a plus. That means I can add to it. So I'm going to add another one, and then we'll just going to try and make like a cloudy looking thing. And I'm just going to do a couple of these. Okay, so you can do whatever kind of clouds that make you feel warm and fuzzy. But I figured it'd just be easier to do something like this. All right. And just like that. We're going to call those my clouds. All right. So then I'm just going to use hold this down to switch back from the gradient to the paint bucket. Click on this, go ahead and make them white, and go boop, and it'll paint them all white. All right, so now I got them there. That looks very adequate. Let's go ahead and we will do, let's see, filter, and I'm going to go ahead and again add noise just so that there is some noise, and we're going to make it monochromatic, and we're going to do Gaussian, and let's lower that a whole bunch just so there's a little bit of variation in it. We'll hit OK. All right, then we're going to do filter, and let's see, distort, and there, distort, and let's try, let's see, pinch, polar coordinates, ripple. Let's try ripple, see what that does. Can't really, let me see, and we'll just, that working? Yeah, okay, Control plus seems to be doing okay. And let's, something like that. And you can see it kind of made them wavy-ish. That's basically what I was going for. Now I'm going to go to select, and we're going to do modify, and we are going to feather this. Unless you want it to be like straight hard edges, which I kind of would be okay with, but we'll feather it anyway. I'm going to feather it, let's say 5 pixels. Hit OK. And then I'm going to hit Control-Shift-I to invert my selection and hit delete. And now you'll see that kind of clears out the back end there. Click on this, hold it down, go back to rectangle tool like that, and now you can see there's my clouds. And I'm going to do image adjustments, and we are going to do exposure, and I'm just going to make them a little bit brighter because I feel like the let's see, let's try offset. And I don't want to lose a little bit of something. We'll go like that. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of adjust it there. All right, so we will call those clouds. I got clouds and I got a sky. That is good enough for me. So I'm going to grab both of these. I'm going to hit the little folder here. So I grab one, hold the other one, hit the folder. And we're going to call this the, we'll call it sky, I guess. Sky. All right. So we got the sky and we got our platform. Now I'm going to need midground stuff. So to do that, that's stuff that goes in the front. Can't think of anything too exciting to do there. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make like a light pole, we'll call it, just because. So I'll make another layer. I'm just gonna put it on the very top because that's my foreground, and I'm just gonna call it light post. And I'm gonna Control plus plus plus, and I'm just gonna go right above this so I can see it. I'm gonna grab my pencil tool. I'll just hit X because X will switch between my two colors here. And I'm going to hold shift as I draw, so draw straight up. And we'll just do a couple of this like that. And then I'm just going to go like that. And I'm just holding shift so it stays straight. Like that. And then, no, I'm not holding shift. I'm just going to try and make it. This is the worst looking light post I've ever seen. So make yours not look terrible if you can help it. Alright, so that, and then I need to paint in, I don't know, like a kind of a pale yellow color inside of here. That's pretty terrible. Let's go ahead and maybe I can choose another color here, and we'll do like a dark gray kind of color. And go back to the pencil tool. And maybe kind of draw up. That looks bad. Maybe something like that. I don't know. But we'll call that a light post. And that should be moderately satisfactory. Control minus. It's pretty not fancy. All right. So make all your various, whatever you call it, your various foreground elements. So actually, I'm going to call this one background. This is how they should be named, background. Call this one midground, and then I'm only going to have one here, so I'm just going to put it in a folder anyway. Make sure it's in there. Okay, and then we'll call this one foreground. Foreground. Okay, so you'll make all of your elements as such, okay? And then what you're going to do is just going to export out each of the layers separately, all right? So In my case, it's just going to go right down the line here. So I can just, we'll just start with the background here. So I'm going to turn off everything but the sky. Oh, I got to turn this on. Everything but the sky. Okay, so that looks like this. And I'm just going to do File. And actually, before we do anything, I forgot to do this anyway. We want to save this. So I'm going to do File, Save As. Save As. And then you should have on my desktop, oh no, I don't have it saved there. I have it saved here. And then Unity Games, and I have this one called Platformer Game Example. So I didn't make a master folder. I make a new folder here. So new folder, and let's call this Platformer Game. Okay, and then this can go inside of there. All right. So inside of that folder, I'm going to have my Unity project, which is this, and then I'll have another folder, new folder, and we'll call this one Photoshop. And this will have all my Photoshop files, okay? So open up that, and then we're just going to call this one background_master, all right? So the idea is we're not going to actually use these files, but we're going to have a master file. And so whenever we need to edit it, it has all the settings already in here. You know, it's high, whatever the high res is. It's, you know, no compression. It's the good one. But when you play the game, you want a lower res thing to work with so that it runs faster. But you don't want to lose, you know, transparency or whatever you got going on in here. So we'll save that as master. Hit OK. Now I'm going to save this again with just this. I'm going to export it out. So we're going to do File, Save As. And this time, instead of the normal Photoshop, and we'll make, we'll go to the platformer game. I'm going to go to my assets, and I don't have a folder in here, so I'm just going to make a new one, new folder, and this will be sprites. You might already have one in there. All right, so we're going to save it right to our sprites, and in this case, we want to use PNG. The reason why we're using PNG is that it has, and we'll call it sky. Yeah, sky, and then we'll just hit save. It's because it actually has a transparency channel. So in our case, this one doesn't need it, but the next one will. So now I'm going to click on clouds, and I am going to export out this. So File, Save As, and again, oops, sorry, Unity platform. That was the wrong one. Platformer game, and then game example, assets, and then to the sprites folder. And again, it's going to be a PNG. And we're going to call this one clouds, not cows, but clouds. And OK. And we'll just leave those without, turn that one off. Then we'll do the midground here. And I got just this. And I'll say Control-Shift-S. That's the hotkey for Save As. Platformer game example. And we want to go to Assets, Sprites. Make sure it's PNG. And this will be platform, and this was what? The right. So right, we'll say. Platform right. Boom. Okay, then we'll do this one. Control-Shift-S. Unity Games. Platformer game. Boom. Assets. Should name these a little bit better. Sprites. PNG, and this one's going to be Platformer Center. Oops, Center. And save. Okay. Boom. And the next one, I'm going to pause it, and then I'll just restart in a second once I have it all done. There's no sense in one. Alright, so now what you want to do is just open Unity back up. So I just clicked on it, and then I think it was just, I'm going to hit open. And let me see, so platformer game, and then platformer game example, select folder. And then it's going to open up. Now what you're going to notice is that it's actually going to take a little bit, but it's going to always compile the scripts. But it's actually going to import all of your elements as well. So now you'll see, remember I made that sprites folder, it wasn't there, so automatically it's in there. And if I open it up, you'll see the elements themselves in here as well. Okay, and then next class we'll do is we'll go through and I'll show you how to slice these up so you can put them in there. But that's basically it.